Boom. So Florida gets knocked off by USF in embarrassing fashion. Oh shoot. Florida gets knocked off by UCF in embarrassing fashion. It's embarrassing from top to bottom. There's no other way to explain it. Um, there's no way to put it for Florida. And I'm just gonna talk from the Florida side to start this. If I'm LSU, I'm scared. Flat out. I think. Well, let me start with this. If I'm Florida, this is gonna make or break you. Like Billy Napier either is gonna go and win a bunch of games, and it's gonna look back like we did for Notre Dame and say it didn't matter, and they're gonna go take this program to where it belongs because this is the time is now. This is the year is now. If you can't get it done this year, you're probably never gonna get it done. So the time is now. Like that's what I'm saying for Billy Napier. This is gonna make or break your team right now. And guess what? You on the road. You're headed to Death Valley. And they talking about your Tiger bait. Well, I don't think Florida is Tiger bait. I think the real bait is LSU. So what we gonna do? We either gonna make it or we gonna break it. Fly out. The only way we can go is up. We can't get no lower than we are right now. But it has to be a new perspective on things because just like it's a kick in the ass. I need to wake up. I got to get going. I've got to bring it every Saturday, no matter the opponent. Now look, I don't know how many USF they got on the schedule, but you got LSU this weekend, and you got Miami next weekend at home. I mean, on the road. So you're on the road 2 weeks in a row. So Florida's got to figure it out fast because there is no more play around and I'm gonna hide my cause and be conservative. Nah, it's everything you got right now. I believe in this Florida team. I'm very, very high on them. They're my third-ranked team in America. I'm very, very high on Florida. But I think people are just, and how social media is, they get ahead of themselves. Oh, Florida's done. They trash. They LSU, UCF, whatever. Wait till they beat LSU. When they beat LSU, what y'all gonna say then? When they beat Miami, what you gonna say then? So I know everybody looks at their schedule, but we said the same thing last year. Oh, their schedule looks impossible. There's no way they're gonna make it out of this, and they did because of that man right there, number 2, DJ Lagway. That guy's he's transcended. He has to play at a certain level, and Billy Napier and his coach staff have to unleash this guy and figure out how they're gonna unleash him. Him and Jaden Ball. Florida may have the best backfield in America. Jaden Ball, a first-round pick. DJ Lagway is a first overall pick level quarterback. That's what he is. Like you have the piece in the backfield. You got Eugene Wilson. You got Vernon Brown. You got John Michael Sturdivant. You got the hands in that tight end. You got that kid. You got the weapons. But now it's time. Like it is time for them to go. Like no more hiding and being conservative. It's time to go now. So Lagway and them. It starts and ends with him. What is the attitude going to be starting today? It's an off day today. You're taking the time off. But starting tomorrow, when you get back with your team tomorrow and watch film, what the hell are you going to say in that meeting when you're with the team? What is going to be the standard at Florida? You got to set the standard if you did it that way. It starts with you. You're the quarterback. It starts with you. So he has to go and reevaluate himself and say, how can I be better? Why am I letting my team down? We're an offensive team. That's supposed to be our strength. And the ball is in my hands every play. So I dictate how the game goes every play. How am I going to get this team right? How am I going to better my play? So we can go win freaking games because we're better than what we're put on the field right now. We're better than that. How can you be a leader? How can we get guys to stop spitting in dudes' faces? That needs to be checked now. That needs to be checked now. Number 9 needs to be checked and addressed on Monday. There's no way you should be spitting in dudes' faces in a game you're trying to win versus USF. That's ridiculous. You got to check that. If you do, you got to check that. There needs to be. That's a problem when you let stuff leak out and you just let things go. Lagway and Napier, you got to check that. Why is that even happening? You should have won a game and he's spitting in the face, giving 15 yards. Why is that even happening? That shouldn't be happening at Florida because you lack leadership. Nobody's gonna get somebody's ass. That's gonna call us just a crap out and say, hey, you ain't holding up your end of the bargain. Wake the hell up or get the hell out. It's University of Florida. This ain't this is Reserve Florida. It's a high standard. The highest of standards. We expect greatness. If you can't meet it, get the hell out of here. That's got to be the standard at Florida. So number 90, check yourself. If you can't put a high standard, Lowry needs to say, look, 90, You need to be better. If you can't be better, get the hell out of the University of Florida. We'll find somebody else to replace your ass who actually wants to play at a high standard and do what we ask. But you got to call on people to do that, because that's why stuff like that happens, because no one checks him. And so in the crucial moments, that your I think one of my high school coach told me something one time. One of the best quotes I ever heard. It goes along the lines of, "You don't rise to the level of the occasion. You just go back. You just go to the level of your preparation." That is why stuff like that happens, because y'all allow it to happen, spitting in faces. Because y'all have lazy practices and think because it's USF, you're gonna walk in there and beat them because, oh, we show up with the University of Florida gear and logo and we look good, so we're gonna play good. That ain't how it works. It takes Monday through Friday to win a game on Saturday. It takes that. So I really, Lagway and Napier have to call it out. It starts with them. Great teams start with the quarterback and the head coach. Flat out what it is. So, especially when your head coach is an offensive-minded guy, and that's kind of that side of the ball he has expertise in. So that's where it starts. But Lagway and Napier gotta get this thing figured out. You have, and you should have been calling people out, but you got to call people out. And then you gotta call yourself out and say, I've got to be better. And so I'm holding myself to a high standard. I'm holding everybody to a high standard. And when I don't meet it, let me know. I'll fix it. When you don't meet it, I'll let you know. You can fix it. But it's got to be better, because I question leadership in that Florida locker room. But we're going to find out how strong this Florida team is, what kind of leadership they really got, by how they rebound going into LSU. Because now you had to Death Valley versus one of the top teams in America. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. We're going to figure out what this Florida team got. Now, here's what I got to say. If I'm Florida, I think y'all got what it takes to win a lot of games and make the college football playoffs. I think Florida has it. I think they can beat LSU. They're good enough because of number 2, because of number 13, because Tyreek Sapp and the dudes they got dudes on that side of the ball. They can beat LSU. They've already done it last year. Now LSU's a lot different team from last year, but this team can do it. Florida can do it. But it's going to start on Monday when you get in those meetings. What's the standard now? How are we going to do it? Because either Florida's going to collapse and they're going to just fall apart, and they're going to say, I'm going to lay down because we have a loser coach and a bunch of loser coaches and a bunch of loser players. Or they're going to say, no, we got winners, we got dogs, we got dudes who when adversity hits, what do they say? Pressure bursts pipes so it makes diamonds. So adversity has hit you now. Everybody on social media is laughing at you. What are you going to do? How are you going to respond to the adversity? That's what Florida has to understand. And it starts with your leadership. It starts with Lagway, it starts with Napier. So that's what I'm looking at if I'm Florida. That's how they're going to respond to that. I believe they can do it. They can do it. Everybody knows Florida has a talent. Everybody knows they have it. There's no more Graham Mertz. If we had Lagway, we had a real quarterback. It is now. You've got the real quarterback. You've got the real running back. You've got a good enough that O-line good enough. So, you got a first team. You might have a first round pick at center, Jake Slaughter. And that's the most important position on the line. That's an NFL center right there, stud. So that's what Florida's got to understand. And Napier and them and Lagway, it's going to start with them too, but they've got to call it out. This team is still good enough though to go beat Miami and LSU, and I wouldn't be surprised if I come back 2 weeks from now and they've done that. It wouldn't shock me, and I almost damn near expect it. At worst, I think they should at least split. But I think it could be both those teams. This team's gonna come out hungry. I think Florida fans need to calm down because we watched Notre Dame. I know we're not Notre Dame. You're not. You don't think you're Notre Dame yet until you are. Notre Dame didn't think they were Notre Dame until they went and made the national freaking championship. Then they're like, okay, Marcus Freeman, we're Notre Dame now. We're back. Texas fans didn't think Texas was back to Sark went into the college football playoffs versus Washington, and then he did it again, and they're like, okay, we've arrived. So you're not back until you're never back until you're back. Until you see your back, then okay, we've arrived now. You don't think you're Notre Dame yet, but by the end of the season, you might be saying different. You might be saying, okay, I didn't think we were that Notre Dame level team, but we are. So I'm just telling you, Notre Dame fans are thinking the same thing. Oh man, well we ain't, and at least y'all have a team to reference. Notre Dame didn't have anybody to reference last year. I don't think. Now that comes to mind for me, Notre Dame was just like, oh damn, we're like the only ones in recent memory to have a loss like this. We don't even know, we don't have nobody to reference, so we don't want to make us feel better. So at least you have a team to reference, and you've seen it in this era, literally last season. Probably not even a year ago yet since it happened. If I'm Florida, I'm just calming the brakes because all I'm gonna say is these next 2 weeks are gonna show you a lot about your team. if you beat Florida, if you beat Miami, if you beat LSU, or if you lose to them, it's gonna show what kind of team you have. At the end of the day, Florida has the best home field advantage of anybody in America. It's the swamp. It doesn't get better than the swamp. So you're gonna have the home field if you can get these wins at Miami. Miami is the Miami is there. Like I said before, I don't even consider Miami a home game. I consider it a neutral site. So that's not even really a road game. I call it a neutral site game. And then LSU is a road game. It's gonna be tough. But they're good enough to do it. And I guess it wouldn't shock me if we come back 2 years from now and they beat LSU and they beat Miami. Like y'all gotta calm down. It's the new era. Like I keep telling y'all, bro, it's a new era. You can drop a game and still be in the playoffs. They could drop 2 games and still be in the playoffs. If you beat LSU and you beat Miami, boom. That's how you get in the playoffs. Boom, let's beat those 2 teams. Let's go whoop up on Georgia. Because we know we can beat them dudes with Lagway healthy. Now the next thing for Florida is keeping this kid healthy and being smart about it and that kind of stuff. That's what Florida has to do to get the most out of this team. But if I'm Florida, it's gonna make or break you. You'll by the end of that Miami game, you'll know where your team's at. If you don't come, if you don't get a win, if you don't, I guess the worst Florida should split between LSU and Miami. If they go 0-2, it's over. But if they go 2-0, you're alive. And I think that's what I'm looking at for Florida. I expect 2-0 coming out of this LSU Miami series. I expect 2-0. And call me crazy, but I think this team is capable. I know this team is capable. I know what kind of team they can be. And we see everybody struggle. Clemson struggle with Troy. LSU struggle with Louisiana Tech. Everybody struggle. So it ain't embarrassed. Like, don't be embarrassed. And here's the next thing, too, from Florida fans. When y'all win, remember how y'all felt right now. If you're a Florida fan, remember how you felt right now. Remember it. Because when you win, it's going to be that much sweeter. I'm just telling you now. Remember how you felt now. Because when you win, it's going to be that much sweeter. Billy Napier's the guy. Calm down on the fire. I know why I want to fire him. An old fire the guy. Blah, blah, blah. Notre Dame fans are ready to rip Marcus Freeman to shreds. They're like, oh, you just think you might not be the guy. Trust me, everybody's ready to get rid of Marcus Freeman. But Notre Dame had to do some soul searching. And they had to go figure who the hell are we? And how is this gonna make us or break us? And they went and did it. And so I think if you're Florida, I'm not concerned. I'm excited. Because I know this team's gonna be on fire the rest of the season. And they're gonna have a fire under their butt. And they needed this at the end of the day. Just like Notre Dame needed. I'm sure he already said that before. If we never lost that game, we probably wouldn't have made that championship. That reignited their team. We need to wake that up, and I bet you it won't ever happen again. And he had to learn how to be better. He said, I had to learn how to be a better coach. I had to learn from that. So as long as everybody's willing to learn to be better and want to be better, I have no problem with it. I'm super excited to see this Florida team next week in Death Valley at night on national TV. Lagway! I'm so excited to see you, dude. I'm excited to see his team. Now for USF, I'll be honest. Byron Brown doesn't impress me. He reminds me of Jalen Milroe, but slower. He can't throw the ball at a high level. He's not a high level thrower of the ball. Everybody's ready to write USF into our top 25 team. I'm not yet. I just think a team that can stop them from running the ball and make him throw it and can actually score points versus USF can win the game. Can probably blow out USF. USF offense doesn't concern me. It doesn't. But they're playing level of comp. I don't really know that level of competition. I know they beat Boise State. I know some of the big teams, them, Boise State, USF, Boise State, some other teams. But I will say this: I'm not ready to put USF in the top 25 team just because their quarterback isn't a high level quarterback. He's just Jalen Milroe. He just runs and then he's slow, and he can't throw the ball at a high level. So even the touchdown he threw was double. He threw it in double coverage. Now it was a great play, but he's just not a high level throw the ball. Anybody that can actually score points versus that defense is gonna win games. Is gonna win the game. So I'm not really sold on USF. If they prove me wrong, go ahead. I don't know. I don't know that level of football. So maybe they go and maybe that's enough for them to win the whole thing, and it doesn't matter. The team's just not gonna figure. But I have a good feeling that somebody will figure out hey, we just need to score points versus defense, and it's gonna put them in a. They're like Kentucky. They're like if you can score points versus them and get them to and that kind of stuff, their offense is not built. Their offense isn't high power like that. Then you're gonna win the game. So, but maybe they prove me wrong. We'll see. USF though, I'm not really impressed. They don't impress me as a team. I don't see their style of football like an impressive style of football. I see it as a basic style of football that could easily get them run off the field versus a team that can score points versus them. So